We are now live. Zach, get in place.
I thought we were letting Brandon do the show by himself.
Oh, that's right. All right, Brandon, get it.
I was going to comment your reason for that.
Just leave him alone.
What?
Brandon's trying to get us in trouble.
You need me to do it? Nobody knows me.
Oh, man. All boys ready?
Give it a couple minutes.
We only got one viewer. Bro, it's probably me because I'm on it.
Good. Somebody's got to be in charge.
We're legit. Oh, no, we got two.
Now we get her. Now we got one. Now we got five.
I don't even know who the second one is because it didn't come up on my.
Zach, you got comments? You know how to keep up with that?
Yeah, I got these live chats on here. I don't know who the second person is.
Probably Brandon.
No, we got three.
How we sounding, Zach?
That's pretty good.
No fan interference? You done shared it to
No.
anybody?
Hey,
No, give me a minute.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, we got hopped in here and making it.
There we go.
The brand time to put in this 20 pages.
There.
Share it to everybody.
I'm going to share it.
We done with it.
Share it quicker because we still got 3 people in here.
I'm a red man woman.
You are?
Damn.
That's starting to make sense.
See, you go in your little car and you got to go and go.
Yep.
And the threads are right the fuck up.
This is life is fucked up.
My whole life is.
I should get together one day.
One day, mine.
But today is not today.
No. We already spent all of today.
And we got a hurricane coming.
I guess it's not supposed to be a hurricane until it gets here.
I'm just trying to figure out where we're going to have a party at.
Heck yeah.
My bad.
We'll all go party in your bed?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright, boys.
You ready to?
Yeah. Go ahead, open up.
Alright. This is episode 18 of the Let's Go Carl podcast. This is going to be our Carl's Go to Daytona recap show.
Daytona!
Baby!
I'm Big Carl.
Well, Carl.
Almost Carl.
Brandon's still reliving it apparently.
Yeah. So we gotta thank I'll say fuck it. One important sponsor, Candace Keeley. She helped us out with the Daytona trip. Thank you to her. We gotta thank ATC, RTP, Bart Motorsports, Megan with the Freshies still hit us up. We got Freshies. I'm very disappointed. Y'all need to start hitting us up about that.
Where's Thomas? That's a good question.
Who?
Who asked that?
Pops.
He probably knows the deal by now.
No.
Steven Jr.
I mean, they are related.
Missing Carl number 2.
Missing Carl number 2.
Something about a job or something.
Alright, so Zach, we'll start with you. Let's go over like Friday afternoon to Friday night.
Friday when Brandon told everybody a different time we were leaving.
Alright, yeah, so Friday we was told that we're going to leave about 3 o'clock.
I was told about 1:30 to 2.
Yeah, so then I get home and I'm, trying to pack my bag and trying to clean up my house a little bit. Hey, I'm at your gate. All right, so now I'm rushing. Now he's rushing me because he had to go to the bathroom. So now I'm rushing.
I had to take a poop.
So then we get there at the house. Now we're sitting around waiting for Cat. Then we come here. Josh is already ready. Then we go to the road. Brandon types in Daytona International Speedway. We're driving. All of a sudden, we end up at the KOA of Daytona International Speedway.
Dude, it was the same.
At a campground.
Dude, like one little turn, it's the same fucking road.
So then, we were, all we had to do was make one turn and we was at the racetrack anyway. So he got us close. Not that far.
Yeah, but then I say, hey, Brandon, where do I need to park at?
Yeah, so he's like, oh, go to the cart.
Go to the cart track.
Go to the cart track. They always got parking there.
One
yeah,
problem.
That's RV parking. So then we're like, hey, lady, we're just trying to find a place to park.
I mean, my F-150 does identify as an RV.
I mean, it could.
Yeah, it's
it's got enough
2023.
room. We can sleep all in there.
It's 2023.
And she's like, all right, well, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a U-turn. When you get to the end of this road, you're going to want to make a left, and then make another left, and then make another left.
Which led us to the airport parking lot.
Yep. So we followed the 3 lefts. Didn't tell us how far to go down.
Which is very much not the speed, right?
So then we make another U-turn. Then we find another parking lot on the left.
The next left.
At the next left. Then we ask this guy, hey, how much is it to park here? Oh, this is employee parking only.
How much is it being an employee for the day?
Yeah, Brandon's trying to say we need to be an employee for the day. We're with the media crew.
I have my credentials.
And we told the guy that the lady at the cart track told us to just make a left and a left and a left. And he goes, yeah, you usually have that when you come to a racetrack. So then we asked him where to park. And he said, make a left, and a left.
Well, first he said, well, the free parking, because y'all
Oh,
were
yeah.
broke.
Yeah, I guess we were broke. So he's like, well, the free parking's over there at Bass Pro. So you're going to want to make a left and then, another left.
And then another left.
So we make a U-turn. Brandon stops this girl on the golf cart to work for NASCAR. Where can we park? Oh, make a left out of here. Make another left, and there's some parking down there.
We finally found the paid parking.
Yeah, we finally found the paid parking. Cash only. Then that was a little weird.
No.
Put everything inside's card.
Card or cash, yeah.
Yeah. Some of the food places you had to use your card. You couldn't use cash.
Yep.
So, I still like it that you could use cash there because you go to a Bucks game or a Lightning game,
Dude, I made friends.
It's card only.
I made friends before we even got into the speedway.
Oh yeah, that guy recognized you.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, you're a Daytona guy. I'm like, yes, I am, baby.
Yeah, Brandon was having a lot of fun hanging out the passenger window.
I was letting him know we're there. Tell him to follow the podcast.
Yeah.
Then we watched the race.
Good race.
Yeah, it wasn't that
side
bad.
by side.
Good race.
Good racing.
Mayo.
Yeah, we had the whole row that we were sitting in. We were all cheering out the word Mayo.
Yeah, for Justin Allgaier in the Hellman's car, which he started the race off having to take a pass-through penalty. Him and 4 or 5 others.
Yeah, there was a couple of them.
And they still beat Natalie Decker, who did not have to take a pass-through penalty.
Why you gotta do it like
Something
that?
wrong with that 53.
Why do you have to say that?
It just was funny because she was in the 53.
Destroyed that.
They had the crate motor in there.
Yeah.
Hey, no differences. Still running.
Wow. I mean, it's still running.
It's still running, buddy.
But it was a little tore up.
Yeah, there was a little bit of carnage, but not too much. Typical Xfinity racing.
I mean, they put on a good race.
Yeah, it was good. Come right down to the end. We was sitting right there by start finish line, and we didn't know who won because how close it was.
I won. I told you that. I won.
I mean, that was only like my second time winning. I mean, my first time was when I was young.
And
I always thought it was like expensive. You had to pay $60 or more for a ticket, not just show up and you pay $30-something for a ticket.
Oh,
that's
only-
Xfinity.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I mean, still, hey, you got nothing to do on a Friday night.
We also
And
met
they're
a
in
friend
town.
in the stands that this woman was not very happy with being at the racetrack.
Dude, she looks so pissed. And
I think she was just upset that he found people that fit in with him, and we were all sitting right there.
well, I don't think he even knew what was going on.
No,
Because he didn't know shit about racing.
Because he kept. I mean, like the second they'd come off of turn 2 and the car would move down. Oh, did you see that?
Everything was like he
No,
almost
I didn't.
lost it.
I did not fucking see that.
I didn't see the guy move down because they did not follow him with a camera.
Yeah, he almost lost it right there.
What happened?
She made the 53 look good.
What I like is he's like, hey, you sitting there? I said, no, but it's gonna cost you a beer. Then like halfway through the race, he hands me a beer.
That was like almost the end.
Yeah, it was
Like halfway through the final stage, he hands you a beer.
And dude, it was Coors Light.
I mean,
which we passed down.
hey, I don't ever turn down a free beer.
And then of course Zach looks at me like I would hand him a sketchy beer. Hey, where'd this come from?
Well, because I knew the guy was like, oh, I'll give you one later. And I never saw him reach over and hand it to Brandon. So then I just get this beer past me, and I'm like,
He did it very nonchalant. It was like in the middle of him putting his arm around his girl. He
he's like
reached over.
He
He was
really?
pretty smooth.
it was probably her beer, to be honest.
and so I was like, I was getting thirsty anyways, and I was like, oh, where'd this beer come from?
Yeah, because
Josh?
the first 50 ounces of beer didn't do nothing.
It didn't do me good.
The first 5 Cowboys.
I only had 2.
The first day.
I was responsible.
The first day.
Oh man.
The second day I was still responsible.
At 3 a.m. this morning?
That was after the race. I was already in the hotel, good to go, wasn't going nowhere.
Okay.
So it's only fair that you keep the party going.
What else? Friday night.
Friday night. Well, afterwards we get back to the truck,
It's a dry county.
and we were like, well,
Well, it's not really dry, just everything closes so early.
everything closed. We're like, where can we go eat at?
A popular town, everything's closed by 11 o'clock at night. Midnight at the latest.
It's at Buc-ee's.
Boosie's does not close down.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, that's a gas station.
But
But
yeah,
you would think that, your normal Applebee's would be open till 2:30 in the morning, not close at midnight over there. Especially on a race day.
we probably should have just hit the Waffle House right there.
That probably would have been a bad idea.
Why?
Everybody walking over across the street to get that free parking. Of course they're going to stop and get food after.
Yeah. But yeah, we get back to the truck and we're trying to figure out where to eat at. I think we started off with what was the BJ's was our first option.
Yeah, we were going to go to BJ's.
And then luckily Miss Candace called and said, "You don't waste your money there."
Yeah.
So
That was helpful.
So then we decided we was going to go to TGI Fridays, which is right down the road from our hotel. Very convenient.
The only thing that was open.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I walked in there was 5 parties in front of us, and everybody had drinks, but no one had food on their freaking tables.
Yeah,
I
They were
said,
short-staffed.
I said, we are not sleeping here. And Kat gave me that that piss off look. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not waiting 3 hours to eat some shitty food.
So then we ended up going to Buc-ee's.
Going to Buc-ee's again.
Absolutely. Actually, we controlled ourselves the first visit.
Yeah, the first visit wasn't bad.
We was all tired, so it was like, just grab something and go.
I was like, yeah, we'll come tomorrow. We'll come tomorrow.
Yeah, we had us. Then, of course, we get to the hotel, go to check in, and they wouldn't let us check into our hotel room.
Nope.
Yeah, couldn't check in until Candace got there.
They said, oh, you ain't the card holder. I said, I don't give a dang. You know who I am?
No, a lot of people don't know who you are, but come to find out, that didn't help us all weekend long.
No,
They know now.
there wasn't a single
They
time.
might know now,
They know now.
but don't forget it by tomorrow.
They already forgot.
Get off. Get the fuck off. All right. So on the Saturday.
Saturday, we get up bright and early. Brandon made sure we was all out of bed by 8 o'clock.
Yeah, got in Josh's bed, make sure I jumped on him.
Which
Ripped my blanket off.
I wasn't mad about because I knew we had planned out quite a few stops. Oh, we did have Albritton was supposed to meet us Friday night.
Who?
Yeah.
Cares. That guy can suck it.
Left work early, fell asleep, didn't make it to the racetrack. Oh well, you'll have that on them bigger jobs.
Hey, you're drunk. You get to read them out loud.
Well, I was reading it, but it kind of.
Well,
I feel like he missed something.
Being a badass crate limo driver got you nowhere.
pretty much.
Got me my wife.
When you out with that driver right now?
Shut up. Listen, we got on pit road. I don't give a damn.
Literally pit road.
Literally.
In pit stalls.
Zach's talking to these
Zach
Hamlin's
was
pit crew.
auditioning.
I was trying to get a job. I mean, I told him where I was sitting. He needed me. He could have called me. I did tell him that I worked on a late model, and I was like, that guy right there, his name's Brandon Yates, and he just looked at me like I was stupid. So he didn't know you. Probably why I didn't get the job.
No, blame me.
Well, you just said, hey, everybody should know me. That guy didn't know you. He just said, oh, cool.
How did that even start?
Yes.
Like, you just sat on the pit wall and you're like,
Well,
stop, dude.
Like, you guys walked across the stage.
'Cause, like, we were
and
over there-
everybody came back.
We was over there, like, talking to drivers and stuff, and you're over here talking to the pit crew. So what happened
Well,
there?
so you guys walked across the stage, and
you
I saw
chickened out.
everybody else come back. So I was like, well, shit, maybe they went that way. So I was like, let me walk back that way before I get in trouble, because I don't really know anybody, you know. So I start walking back. Well, then I see y'all are standing there. Well, now they got it, cut off. Not really cut off, but
So the drivers are coming first.
I didn't know what was going on, so I didn't want to do something wrong and get yelled at. So I just stood up against the wall out of the way. And he was talking, he was standing behind me, and he was like fixing his uniform or something. And I started talking to him, and I was like, yeah, I work on late mall back at home. You need me, you give me a call. And then we just started talking. He's only been doing this since like the beginning of the season.
That's cool, though.
So
Did he say was he like changer, carrier?
I didn't ask all that. I was just trying to get a job.
You got to ask these hard hitting questions.
Well,
about-
dude, like he made a connection with this guy, and do you want to take a photo with him?
I mean,
that guy didn't want to take a photo with him either.
yeah, he didn't look like he wanted to. But
Oh,
at
I
the
got
end-
it.
At the end of the day,
I got it.
He took it.
I got it.
Well,
He might be a famous guy one day.
Dang, Josh Jones says Josh has a better chance even him. Using Mr. Jones' name.
who said it?
Your dad. If we use your dad's name,
Who?
we got a better chance
I
of
mean,
getting someone.
technically, he is eligible for the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Is he?
Yeah, because anything you do NASCAR related gets you eligible. And he was Bobby Dixon's crew chief the year they won the NASCAR Street Stock Championship. So technically, he could get into the Hall of Fame. It's a long
Why
shot.
didn't he tell us that before? I could have had a job for tonight. Come on, Mr. Jones. Next time, we'll have to use your name.
Should have gone down and seen Mike Kelly.
I don't know who that is.
Stenhouse's crew chief. He grew up here in Florida.
Oh.
It was a hot son of a bitch.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, once it got later, so while we were walking around the souvenir, it was pretty warm.
But there was that breeze, though.
Once it got a little later, sun started going down.
I can definitely tell though, like from the Cup pit guys to the Xfinity pit guys.
Oh, there's a difference.
I mean, even okay, they got one lug nut now. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
because they're way off the pace,
And you can tell which Xfinity cars use Cup pit crews.
and you can tell what cars don't have the money flow these guys got.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they got the same car, but the car's 3 years older or the motor's older, and they're just off the pace initially. Like, just the green flag stop, drop.
Awesome place said, I know Brandon is waiting for me to comment. How come the 41 had to flip?
Dude, that was
Well, he didn't.
that was
He didn't have to flip.
That was nasty, dude.
And it was one of them where they're going down the backstretch, so you think, nothing's really going to happen. You're kind of like, checking your phone real quick, because it takes them a second to get down that backstretch.
Well, and for like the last 20, there wasn't much movement.
Well, I knew it was right at that time when it started to double back up, because once it gets the last 20 laps or so, that's what they do. Is
Somebody
it's go time now.
Yeah.
And I mean, which really it don't take long if you've got a good pusher and you can get cars to go with you. It won't take very long to get from the back to the front, but it's packed. But like I said, it was one of them we was kind of not really paying attention. Then all of a sudden you just hear the whole racetrack.
Oh!
Yeah.
Whoa!
It's like you look up, you see smoke, and the next thing you know, you see the bottom of a cup car, and you're like, oh, that's not good. And then he just keeps going and going.
Dude, I didn't think it was going to end, dude.
I thought he'd still be flipping as long as he was going for it. It was a nasty one. They did say, though, he made it out of the hospital. He's headed home.
Well, he got out, like, by himself.
Yeah, didn't they put him on the stretcher, though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he did it on him, like, himself.
Yeah, you didn't,
he got out.
see them pull him out.
Yeah.
Well, the adrenaline's still going at that point. That's the thing. Just because you see a driver climb out don't mean a whole lot. It was good to see him get out, but it's especially with this cup car, you never know who's going to end up with a concussion is the biggest thing.
And also Bray sucks anyways. So let's get that out of the way.
Also, Jones said also pray probably the tire cut.
We did see some guys carrying tires, and they were not interested in Zach's jokes.
Yeah, I was trying to ask them if they was wiping the tires or not.
But well, we're getting ahead of ourselves, boys. We started off with a little bit of shopping, a little bit of Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Too many bootsies.
Zach found out that the soap shop sells soap.
Well, I didn't understand what kind of store it was.
It says soap, bro.
Well, I mean, they could sell other things in there.
Like, when you hear lids, what do you think's in lids?
Hats.
Like these.
Okay, but it really says
See?
soap.
You just said lids, and he thought you were talking about bottle cap lids.
I mean, you can get Staples at Staples.
Went shopping, went to Bussies.
Went to breakfast. That was a great place.
Breakfast was
pretty good.
fantastic. I love little holes in the walls, and that show was great.
Like, I kind of wish we'd have got up earlier today to be able to go back there again. That was some pretty good food.
I try to get y'all up.
No, you didn't.
Bob, I was up since like 8. And
Why didn't you jump on Josh's bed? Why didn't you freaking pull my blanket off?
So I
just keep fucking wake us up there.
I just kept stomping, and finally I just opened the blinds, and Josh goes, "Oh."
It was
All
bright
you
in
had to
here.
do was turn the TV on and the volume up. Josh would have been up at 8 o'clock this morning.
Honestly, like, if he'd have slammed the door a little too hard, I probably would have woke up.
But the TV, I think, was on all night.
No, I shut it off.
Must have been after I got up there.
Well, you was passed out for the longest.
I like all the free stuff we got.
We did get some
Yeah,
free
we
stuff.
got
That was cool. The Geico tent was cool.
The
museum was cool.
The museum was very cool. That was probably the most value we had all weekend. Is out loud, bud.
When Josh said Staples sell Staples.
Now Zach will be going to Dick's.
Yes, he would.
I mean, there is sometimes chicks with, whatever.
And the guy that likes those ain't here.
Both the guys that like those ain't here.
But where were we at? Oh, the museum. I love the museum.
The museum was very cool, and I mean, what was it? Without a ticket, it was still only like $12 a ticket.
Yeah, but what I liked was it wasn't just NASCAR stuff. It was
it was a little bit of everything.
the boats,
The motorcycle.
the old school. Was that a silver car?
There was a sprint car in there. And some
Yeah, but the
old-
one on the roof. The one on the roof.
Oh, that was
that was
a midget.
The midget, and then they had a little 500 one.
Okay, a little 500 one.
Okay.
Then they had the go karts,
Had Indy cars.
the Indy cars.
Stadium trucks.
They even had motorcycle stuff.
Yeah, they had. There's a whole lot to see in there, and I mean, if you're not in a hurry, there's a lot of reading you can do. There's a lot of plaques that kind of go over. The staff there were very nice, and
Yeah.
one guy even offered. He's like, "Hey, you guys want your pictures about anything? I'll take it." You know.
What I was mostly looking at was the uniforms over the years, the safety equipment.
You know, I loved how in the was it the Geico tent where they had the plaque that said 1990s fire suit, and it was very much a helmet from like last year.
Yeah, it wasn't anything good.
It was like a Stillo, which they haven't been making for very long.
What I liked is they took a little section out of the museum and made it just how they created the Hans.
Yeah, that was cool too. I never seen the original prototype for it.
And I didn't know.
Hold on, Pray, we'll get to your question in a minute.
What is that?
Well, it's about the how do you feel the new car holds up versus how some of NASCAR drivers explain the car is unsafe.
I think they're junk.
I mean, we've seen over the last year or two the injuries. I mean, Kurt Busch announced yesterday he's retiring. The Cup car literally ended his career because he had that concussion and he never recovered from it. And luckily, NASCAR did make some changes. They weakened up the rear ends of the cars and took some bars out.
What about this? I love downforce, right? Go karts, late model, street car. I love downforce. Dude, these tires were barely even flat in the front end, and Stenhouse was stuck.
So the problem with that is
Larson was stuck too.
Yeah, so these cars have the belly pans, and the belly pans with tires out of air in them are maybe an inch or two off the ground. So you take the entire tire away from having a flat tire, and it's literally just sitting on the ground, and you're not going to be able to push it. And if you do, you're not going to be able to turn. I mean, Stenhouse couldn't get his car to move no matter how hard he tried, and Larson could only go in circles.
That shit was funny.
He tried backing up a little bit, but he didn't get very far either. But
I know you're. No, I want to bring this up. What do you think about the red flag? You can't work on your own car.
I don't like that. I mean, I get it's a rule. I'm sure it's a rule for a reason. I'm sure I've been told before why it's a rule. I just think like something like that, especially where we had cars sitting on the racetrack that all they needed was to be pushed back to their pit stall.
They wouldn't let Larson or Stenhouse move until the red was lifted.
But you had Harvick, Blaney, and a couple others that, or not Blaney. Blaney was done, but a couple other cars that wrecked and were stopped, but the red flag came out and they got going and drove back to their pit stall. So automatically they're at an advantage over the guys that had flat tires on the front and couldn't move.
I mean, because we have a rule in the dirt, but if we fix our shit, we just go to the back. Well, first off, you're in the pits anyways. You're going to the back anyways.
Yeah.
So
And that's the thing about it is, I somewhat get it. They're trying to keep it even, where it's like, what if that person took the extra time to make adjustments, go in there and move coil springs around. I guess that's kind of where they're going with it, is for people having an unfair advantage, but at least get the cars back to pit road.
What do you think? Do you think the chassis is too stiff?
Absolutely. I mean,
you think there's no forgiveness?
I mean, as far as
the way that some bitch hit the wall, that nose and the front clip didn't give up at all.
Right, and that's the thing with when you're running that fast, the cage should be sturdy.
Yes.
Everything else should give a little.
Yeah.
To absorb some energy. I will say Ryan Preece is very lucky because, it was a nasty, wild, hard wreck that went on for seeming like forever. And, I don't think that in his particular instance that making the rear end and the front end any more forgiving would really help him, because he was hitting the ground.
But we have all these safety flaps,
which I need to watch replay again, because I know y'all went through and said that some of his didn't open, or then Dad said one of them came off the car. Which I've never seen that before.
The way he flipped, he shouldn't have flipped. Like the way the car activity was, it should have not did what it did.
What was it that started that? Did he hit like a
14
or something?
No,
he went just like this, was going like this again. So I don't know if there was a little hole or a divot in the grass, but he just went ka-ching, see ya.
Well, I know this much. There was a grate on the front stretch that I seen while walking around, and one of the bolts was very much cross-threaded and not put all the way into the hole. So I wonder if maybe something didn't get installed properly on the back stretch that he might have got into. As low as those cars are to the ground, it's not going to take much. A grate be sticking up a half an inch, could make a whole difference.
He said the escape hatch above the driver came off.
Yeah, that's not.
That shouldn't happen.
That's
at all.
not supposed to. I mean, granted, as hard as that wreck was, the whole roof could have come off because it was a nasty one. Most of the body parts did come loose.
But what I didn't like is, okay, we had the little incident with Ty Gibbs taking out, a bunch of cars.
The whole field.
So we had these two sitting here, so we throw a wreck. We have a man in the backstretch that flips and catches on fire, and we're just gonna let him keep going with a caution.
Well, I think at that point it was late enough.
You had what 6 laps left, maybe.
Yeah, but if they throw a red, it's
well. So here's the difference.
If they threw a red, we knew something bad happened.
Well,
yeah, but
the other difference.
It still would have been a good at the end of the show to have 6 laps instead of.
Well, the other difference is on the wreck on the front stretch, there was cars all over the racetrack. So being able to get push trucks and ambulances out to them with moving race cars would have been dangerous.
Right.
He was down off of the racetrack enough where we could have them driving over here and the ambulances way down here. And so it was a different scenario.
I think once you're in the last 20, you don't count yellows. I mean, they're all about overtime. Well, I lost 5 laps. And to be honest, the cup race, the ending, disappointed me.
Yeah,
I was expecting something good.
Well, that's because Chase Elliott's too selfish to push somebody else to a win.
And Chase, fuck him.
Because you could tell he didn't want to help Harvick at all. And then you had the 2 teammates on the outside, so it was like. But the only thing that Harvick did that I didn't understand, and of course they're running 180 mile an hour. They don't have a chance to think about these decisions. Was there was an opening to the outside where it was Almirola, Briscoe, and instead of Harvick going up with his teammates, he went to the bottom of Keselowski and Buescher and didn't go anywhere. Personally, I would have gone to the outside with my teammates and taken another shot at it because I still had a lap to go.
Personally,
but you don't have the time to think about it.
To me, it don't matter if teammate or not. If I can get up there, I'm getting up there.
But that was the thing. There was nobody else on the bottom.
I'll tell you right now, come white flag, normally it's fucking checkers or weckers.
Yeah, but which is why I don't know why Keselowski didn't try to win the race because he probably would have if he just would have stepped out at the right time. But I get it. You're pushing your own car to the lead. They were both already locked into the playoffs. So it wouldn't have really made a big difference other than Keselowski would have had a win on the season. But I don't know. I mean, it was overall though it was a good race. Stage 2 was wild.
And Bubba Wallace got in.
He did.
Yep.
That's a factual statement.
Yep, that's facts, bro.
That is a factual statement. Next question.
Should we talk about the people sitting in front of us? I've never seen people root for 10 different drivers.
Dude, this guy flicked off 10 different drivers.
First, it was all about Ty Gibbs. But then he'd lose a couple spots, and then they'd take their hats off and start hitting it. They were getting pissed off.
I think they were all Team Toyota, except the guy flipped off Denny Hamlin at one point. So I don't know.
Well, I couldn't even tell who he was flicking off half the time because it was a car would go by and then he'd flick off this guy back here, and then all of a sudden he'd be flicking off a guy way up there.
That's all right. You put your deck here in the right spot because the guy behind us.
No.
Yeah, I heard he was talking your head off.
What I love is a guy that's half a truck behind. The whole fucking stands cheer for that guy.
Every time. It didn't matter who it was, except Harrison Burton, but everybody else they cheered for.
I mean, I think at that point, you just lose the race.
That's what I like.
We had that happen today.
What?
The guy that went off the edge of the backstretch and the flagman gave him the white flag first. That's another story. We'll get to that later.
But I mean, I've never seen. I mean, of course, you got all your people you like and all that.
Well, you know that everybody in that section was all together, right?
Oh yeah, I know they're all together.
We was all in the same suite. And
yeah,
all that.
No, I know. It's just it was making no sense to me.
Then there was a kid in front of us that was tripping when Ty Gibbs would get out of the draft.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's who he's talking about.
He would get so good, and then he'd back up and he'd take his hat off. And
you know what I don't understand? Why is it that everybody thinks they have to stand up?
Dude, I fucking hate that. Dude,
if we all sit down, we can all see everything perfectly fine.
I felt bad for the people in the next section next to us because there was a bigger guy, and then some guy rooting for Chase Elliott.
That
They
stood up every
stood
time
the
he passed.
whole race. They
Uh-huh.
never sat down.
With the Colombian shirt.
Yeah. That guy just stood there with his old headphones
Dude,
on and just kept looking the
It's
whole time.
everywhere, dude. Bristol twice, everybody stands up. Martinsville, everybody stands up. I don't know why.
I like the
get
guy from Friday night. He sat a little bit on the corner to me.
I get the first couple laps,
The first initial start,
but after that,
in the first stages and all that.
sit your ass down.
and maybe the end, because then everybody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss something if I'm sitting down." But the fact that it's like, if everybody just stayed seated, we could all see perfectly fine. But one person stands up,
The whole fucking
the
facility
guy
stands
behind him's got to stand up. The guy next to him's got to stand up.
Well, guy on Friday night that was across from me, he stood up and got in our road because we were up against the wall. And he was like, "Oh, I don't want to be rude. I want y'all to watch the race." So he stood up out of the way. Now, yeah, okay, we had the opportunity to do that because there was a wall there, but
I can tell you this: sitting higher is definitely better for there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you can see more. I mean, it's cool when you're lower when they come by, but then once they get over there, it's like now you can't see nothing until they get
once
back.
you get into turn one, you can't see.
Yeah, and then which really up high, you still couldn't see the backstretch very well.
You can only see about the middle section of it.
What do you?
Well, when we were sitting down low,
Oh,
when they get to the back.
wasn't this your first time on the racetrack?
Well, yeah, doing what we did yesterday, yeah.
What do you think about that experience? Do you think every fan should do that?
I think it's cool. I wish there was like more stuff to kind of do down there.
Yeah,
You
the
know-
UNOH fan zone was.
Now, I mean, I would say maybe Daytona 500, that actual race. There's probably a lot more stuff to do down there. A little Coke 400, there probably is, I mean, but it was cool to be, go up there and you look at the garages. Now, nobody was working on cars, but it was good that, you could look at them. Then you can go talk with the pit crew like I was doing. That's pretty cool. I mean, nobody can say that they've done it unless you got into fan zone kind of deal.
Yeah. I mean, I think they charge $60 to $80 for it. But
yeah, it's not bad.
To me, I think it's more like first experience to like the banking. That's why I like to get to see the racetrack, get to feel a racetrack, how much heat is in a racetrack.
I mean, I liked how you could walk up, the front stretch there, and if you wanted to sign the checkered flag, you could. Nobody, hey, you can't do that kind of thing, or
Josh was signing the wall. Let's go, Carl podcast.
I mean, I think all that stuff is nice. They're not too strict. They rope off where they don't want you to walk on the signs and Daytona and the Coke.
To me, I think I know it could have more shit, but I think it's worth it because it's better than sitting in your damn seat the whole time.
Yeah.
Because our reality, we could have sat up there for half of the race and watched the race up there on top of the garages and stuff.
Yeah, and then you just had to walk the
Right.
way all the way back
Yeah,
around, which is cool.
Yeah.
If you wanted to see it from two different points. I mean, like sitting there Friday night, I was like, oh man, that's cool. They're down there on the infield, and you're like, oh, we're gonna do that tomorrow.
I also like how they had some interactive stuff on Friday night during the caution and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The little games that we all played on there, and the trivia, the fan cam that we never got on, even though we had like 4 cameras going.
Jones said you should have been yelling at people to sit down.
They
We probably would have gotten a fight.
Yeah.
Probably.
Then,
I mean, but
food wise, it was pretty good. I think food wise, pretty good.
yeah, it wasn't too.
I think
Wasn't too expensive.
Oh, I mean, that's average price. You go to a Lightning game and try to get a little personal pan pizza. You're paying
$10.
$14.
Yeah, well, maybe the pizza stuff wasn't bad, but I mean, I got a little tiny burger and fries for like $13.
But I'm saying, go to a Lightning game and you're going to spend more. You go to a Bucks game, you're going to spend more.
Well, yeah.
And what the difference is, Lightning game, we can't take a cooler beer in.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what makes the NASCAR races better is you can take your cooler in with you. We really could have had anything in there. We could have brought stuff to make sandwiches or whatever.
We had a lady in front of us. She pulled out a Firehouse sub.
Yeah.
I was like, where'd she get that from?
That's what we should have done. Set up like Publix or something beforehand.
And it really didn't matter what size cooler, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day there was like a size limit. They had like a box, so you had to sit your cooler in, and if it didn't fit in the box, you didn't take it in. And now it's just like, just open the zipper up and we say, okay, yeah, you're good.
Well, yeah, because I asked you, like, why you got your cooler? And you're like, oh, because this is the size that you could bring in. And that's what I thought. Little cooler.
Mm.
Okay, that, I remember that when I first went, when I was younger. You had to have a certain size cooler. No, there's people with Yeti coolers on the backpacks and big
I've
coolers.
seen a couple ones that had like the wheels on them too. And
Yeah,
bro. Like,
I didn't understand. I guess there is no size.
You know what we should have done was get one of them coolers you can ride.
We probably would have gotten in trouble. I mean, at least I know I would have gotten in trouble. DUI maybe.
What do you think about it?
Could you imagine getting a DUI riding your cooler?
What do you think about the Toyota Camry experience?
That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
It wasn't fucking cool.
No, it wasn't. Well, no.
Fucking all smushed and shit.
Whoa, try to be the middle guy.
Yeah, so let's recap that real quick, where we had the three of us across the back seat of a Camry, and of course the guy waits until we all get in there. We're all squished together, can't move nowhere. He goes, "You guys got to have your seatbelts on."
I'm trying to get away without putting it on because I'm sure as heck did not need one. I mean, I'm sitting in the back of this Camry like this, and this guy's gonna go slinging around a turn, and I'm like, I don't think I need a seatbelt, sir. I'm not going anywhere.
Which I don't get. They made you sign the waiver that they're not responsible, and then they're like, "Now you got to put a seatbelt on." But
yeah, that lady should have said something before you got in.
I think we should have taken the Camry off roading.
Yeah, because the trucks they weren't that good.
Dude, they're trying to show off their trucks. They couldn't even make the turn.
Yeah,
But they had set up.
they went up on the rocks, then they had to back it up.
Yeah.
He
Go through the water.
He goes, oh, the Platinum has 3 degrees more. I'm like, well, why don't you have that out here?
Because this is the TRD edition.
This is the pro edition.
Well, it's ass.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
I mean, price-wise, too, on everything, was decent.
Well, that was the thing. The
35
Toyota,
bucks.
the Toyota experience being free was cool. I wouldn't have paid for it.
Yeah.
But it was cool to do. Yeah, it was
But shirt-wise, everything, 35 bucks. Everything was normal. Same price range. I don't think anything was, like, fucking out of range to me.
I mean, everything's
no.
at least $5-10 higher, but you're gonna have that when you're at the event, no matter where you go. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It was cool. There's a lot of stuff to do. I love the way they made that into a stadium kind of. Because I went there a long time ago before it had the stadium aspect to it, and it was just basically just a racetrack. You just go sit and stand and watch. Now you've got stuff to go do, stuff to see.
And we got there early as heck, and we did a shitload of stuff.
Yeah, we did do a lot.
I mean, we checked out just about everything that they had.
Yes.
Yeah, we went all up
From
and
the
down.
museum all the way down to the end and got on that golf cart.
Yeah, that was nice that they had the complimentary. So they have two. They have the $3 a person golf cart,
That's going to take you from the parking lot to the gate.
and then they have the free golf cart that takes you from the parking lot to wherever you want to go.
Well, Friday night, the $3 carts were tits only.
Mm.
It said $3 per person on.
Yeah,
the issue.
but he asked her, and she was like, "Oh, it's just a tip." And I was like, "Yeah, a tip, but your sign says $3."
Yeah,
Then we went there yesterday, and the lady's like, "Oh, it's $3 today."
$3 a person.
I'll walk my fat ass on.
Which I mean, really isn't even that far of a walk because by the time they get you, they don't even go really into the parking lot. I think unless you're handicapped.
I know I'm jumping around. What do you think about the wall?
The wall.
The way way Gibbs and Blaney hit the wall and the way that wall flexed.
Well, I mean that's the safer barrier. It's nothing really new. That's the whole point of it is for the wall to give and not. Now,
Not the cement wall.
Yeah,
I
which
mean, come on now.
what I don't understand was they're still finding out today that if there's a concrete barrier that a car can hit, a car will hit it. I mean, there's still areas. I think even this year we had a wreck involved where somebody hit a concrete wall and they said, "Well, there's no way a car's going to hit there." And sure enough, they did. And it probably won't be very long before they try to change that pit road wall somehow because that's a concrete wall.
Well, man, like look at that guy that was coming. I think last night he had that flat left rear, and he's coming in hot to the pit.
Oh,
If he couldn't do anything, he was going to smack the wall right in front of his car. I mean, that would have been a bad wreck deal there. I think it should be further out. I'm trying to figure out how it could really save because that first car that was coming to his pits, if Gibbs couldn't get around him, if he didn't pull him quick enough, there'd have been a T-bone right there.
Well, that's why you have to know. That's why there's the 3 lanes basically, and you have to know where your pit stall is at, and your spotter is very important in saying, hey, you're 5 away, 3 away, whatever. Start turning in now, to where if you know you're one of the first few pit stalls, you go ahead and get right there next to the boxes.
Yes. Right.
But if you know that you're at the very end of pit road, then you get all the way to the right and ride it out until the person next to you. That's also why it's important pit stall selection, because if you pick somebody that you know you're going to be racing around all day to be in front or behind you, then you know you're going to have to pit at the same time as them, which is going to make it even more difficult to get in and out. Whereas if you pick somebody that you know is going to be riding in the back, well then you get in your pit stall before they're even anywhere near it.
So ain't nobody getting next to me. I'll be in the back.
You wouldn't have made it off the grid.
No, I would have made it. I'd have looked like that 53 out there getting lapped.
That's cool.
I mean, but we can't talk about getting lapped because that 13 car, he got lapped once.
Well, that's
and then come back.
Yeah, he got the lucky dog because he was the only one allowed down.
To catch up and run.
That was nowhere making.
I was trying not to really, say that he just missed the
Those are tires. That behind them is the trash can.
You got to go a little higher.
Yeah. Oh man.
But overall, I think it was a good weekend.
Oh, it was a blast.
It was definitely cool, and we are going to have a video.
Yeah, we're going to try to. I mean, we already have a little bit of content out there, especially up on our stories and stuff. And I'm going to try to get it all together. We got kind of a quick turnaround, though, because we do have Labor Day weekend coming up. We also have that tropical storm coming through, which may or may not affect things. We don't know yet. But, like I said, I got to take the RV and make sure all the tanks are emptied out and filled up where it needs filled up. And
Labor Day weekend, baby.
Yep. So we say we might be trackside Labor Day for the show?
If we race, we're going to be trackside.
So if they're there, they could come stop by for a second.
Get all the grass.
Yeah. I don't think anybody wants my autograph. Ain't going to get them nowhere.
You got anything?
Nothing really off the top of my head. I mean, I had some stuff from last week, but
what?
Austin Lehman is on live. He said, "Are we going to practice Friday?"
Crate motor.
I'm surprised this guy even watches our show.
I didn't even know he had Facebook.
I didn't either, because we ain't got no friend requests yet. Have you?
That guy sucks.
Did he beat you?
We overheated.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I heard his dad is out for
if I had that cheating ass crate motor too, I'd be in top 3 too.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Oh, we know he's wiping them tires.
His dad don't like Josh though.
He loves me.
Yeah.
It's a hate-love relationship.
His dad is 602 cars. I don't know, Bub. It depends if it's gonna rain or not.
I mean, if we're there, we're gonna be there, but
We're gonna be there Friday.
Depends on how the track looks, I think. If we're gonna practice.
It might be a Buc-ee's night.
Oh no, we're definitely going to Buc-ee's. We got to stock up on some food.
How y'all not tired of Buc-ee's yet?
Because they got all different kinds of food to try.
They have very good fruit. I know that. Good fruit.
It's probably fresh.
Their sandwiches are good. Really, everything there is good. The jerky is good. Cotton candy is good.
How do you eat 2 big sandwiches?
They're not that big.
Yeah, the second one wasn't very big. It was a big sandwich and a small sandwich.
I mean, like that XXL sandwich I got, that was a basic sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically like eating 2 cheeseburgers, roughly.
Which,
dude, this motherfucker can blow up a toilet.
That poor lady didn't know she was walking in there.
He has 2 hands.
Oh.
I think we all got 2 hands.
Who said he's got 2 hands?
Your dad.
Shoot.
So, good weekend. I think we should do something like this again.
Absolutely.
As a podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe do some more vlogging during the ride over and all.
Yeah, do some more vlogging.
Which, we're still learning, getting better with it.
But we can't thank our sponsor again, Candace Keeley, for helping us out this weekend.
Good experience.
lot of experiences. People can't get experience. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you really can't pay for what we got to experience this weekend. Even though I don't think me and Brandon were supposed to walk across the stage, but we did it anyways.
Brandon was trying to get me to walk across the stage.
well, Josh goes, "Are we supposed to walk across the stage?" I'm like, "I don't think so," but I was like, screw it. We're already in line.
Yeah, Zach was like, "I'm not gonna walk," and then Brandon was like, "All right, yeah," and then I'm like, "Well, they haven't told us not to," and Brandon's like, "You're right. Let's go across the stage."
Dude, I got like halfway. I was like, "Yeah!"
Yeah, I was acting like I belonged there. That's all you got to do in some of them situations. Just act like you own
Josh
the
had
place.
his cooler on the side. He's down there waving at everybody.
Then we're walking down pit road, and that's what I like is pit road. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Got to wish Ross Chastain good luck.
Dude, Chastain.
Yeah, you got the old fist bump.
Dude, Chastain's a cool motherfucker. I'll give it a damn.
I saw the fist bump happen. That was pretty cool.
We were going to get a picture of Kyle Busch, and the wife was like, "He looks scary." Well, I can say this: TV gives you like an extra 3 inches in height. Because I thought Truex was a decent size. He's a midget.
Dude, they're almost all of them are small.
The biggest guy is Kyle.
Yeah.
The tallest guy is Kyle Busch. And Kyle Larson, oh my God, that dude, he's short.
You should have known he was short by now.
Yeah, but I wouldn't think he would be a little bit taller.
Have you seen him standing next to a late model?
Dude, Rico's taller than he is.
Oh, come on now.
And a better driver. Sprint car,
He
yes.
definitely ain't a better driver than Collins.
He's just a Kyle hater. That's what he is.
You know what the
He
bad
just
thing
hates on
is he likes him. He just hates that everybody else likes him.
It is.
That's all it is.
He doesn't want to jump on that fan base with
No. But I'll talk to the guy all day. I don't care. But I'm not going to say I like him.
You just don't want to admit it.
I think it's hard to find a better race car driver than him right now.
I'd rather say Austin Frey's my favorite race car driver.
Come on. Are you being for real?
Yeah.
Well then.
Well then.
Your dad said we should have threw out stickers.
You know, I thought about it.
Yeah,
we should have put one on the wall.
Oh, Steve Brindle's watching.
So, yeah, guys, Freshies, hit us up.
Go hit Steve Brindle up for some bolts.
Yeah, ATC, man, he came on. It was a good episode. We're going to show him every time we come on. Barstow Motorsports, RCP America, Candace Keeley for the 5,000th time. Thank you.
Yeah, it was an awesome experience. Can't thank you enough.
What else? We'll keep you updated on what goes on with the weather and what we're going to do this weekend. So hopefully we're going racing.
Should be. I mean, should come through and be gone. They say it's not going to be it's not going to be a hurricane until pretty much it gets here. So
it's only on one.
Waffle House is still going to be open. So
oh, damn right, Giptown is going to be open. Boy. So
hopefully getting the engine back this week and start getting tree stock back ready. We got the 16th is our next race.
I just got to get my car and stop overheating.
I'm telling you, dude, just don't like her new name.
I don't like you.
I mean, I think we figured out the issue. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
You just need to go out for practice tonight and run like 30 laps.
Yeah.
Well,
in his motor.
What's new with you today?
What's new with me? Nothing.
Nothing?
he got hosed Colin.
I ain't even got that.
Don't let him mind.
But thank y'all for the support, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah. We'll have our live episode at the racetrack.